It's like compound interest. If you are moving in a particular direction and it is positive, it is about, feeding and seeding and community and life and love, that it compounds on itself, just like negativity is compounding. And negativity is compounding so much quicker. It's so easy to destroy. But there's a tipping point of positivity where in the beginning you will be discouraged about changing your life, changing your diet, changing your friends, because the negative, the universe will be mad because, like, what are you doing? What are you doing this good stuff? No. Here, take this bag of potato chips. No. Let's go to the club. Here, have this drink. No. Don't you want to smoke with as soon as you start doing some good things, that's when the people start coming out and like, don't you want to, here comes the temptation, but then there's a point where you're impervious to the temptation because the goodness is so good that it is not worth it. You're like, not, I've been there. No, I'm not trying to do that. And we've all been in places where we're not trying to do that again, but we somehow get sucked into it because it's almost like a comfort bubble in the muck. Sometimes the muck can be warming, inviting. You sit in it long enough, you don't realize that you're actually being sucked in like quicksand until you get out and you're like, I'm not going back. And then somehow you find yourself back there because the things that got you out, you stop doing. Like it doesn't, the world's not stopping because it's like you never get to the finish line of goodness. It is an actual continuous relay race with yourself to get to the next place, And I'm not saying that to say it's exhausting, because it's not. At some point, you don't have to do the same things to get to the place. Now it just starts to compound, and then community builds around you. So you don't have to work as hard because other people like, what you doing? Oh, I want to do that too. And then you got a whole community of people doing the same thing. So it's just beautiful. I just wanted to just say that, for those of you who may be struggling, like, I changed my life and it just got worse. It might get worse. It's always darkest before the dawn. It might get worse for a minute, but joy comes in the morning. You just got to sit through it, get through it. Most of us, when it gets too tough, we like, okay, I give. But going back is like Harriet Tubman. Okay, we going to be free, but we're going to have to go through this swamp. There may be some snakes in the swamp. We're going to go through this brush. You're going to get scratched by the thistle. There might be dogs coming, but I promise you, when we get to Philly, it's all good, but the first snake, oh no, at least back in Massa, I got a meal. I get to make a fire. I know that I'm going to have clothes on my back. I'm not going to be bit by snakes. I'm going back to slavery. Some of us keep going back to slavery, and it seems like it's, we're taken care of. And freedom, the early days are going to be tough. But when you get through, nothing like it. On that note, there's a story I was holding. The ozone layer is healing. Good news. Let me give y'all some good news. The ozone layer. Remember, forever we've been talking about the hole in the ozone layer. We got to put on sunscreen, which we still do, because the ozone layer. Because the ozone layer is going to give us cancer. The ozone layer, it's just horrible. We have, aerosol cans. Remember back in the 80s, people were using hairspray and messing up the ozone layer. We were talking about the ozone layer. And now the ozone layer, apparently the scientists have said it's healing itself. It is healing itself, and it will be fully mended. There's this giant hole over Antarctica. In about 43 years, I plan on being here, by the way, the United Nations reported that it will be completely healed in this giant hole that's over Antarctica. It is a once in every 4 years scientific assessment that they've done, and they've been watching this recovery process. And more than 35 years after the nation in the world agreed to stop using and producing chemicals that chomp away at the ozone layer, the Earth's atmosphere, the shield around our planet that keeps us from the harmful radiation of the beautiful sun, cataracts and crop damage, it's healing. I suspect that them 2 years of COVID also helped. At least the 8-9 months that the entire world sat their asses down, no airplanes in the sky. And we saw it just in 2 months. The animals were like, word? Oh, we get to be out in them streets? No people, none of them horrible human. Oh, no humans. Okay, let's go. Come on, elephants and tigers and bears. Oh my, they were out in them streets. The sky cleared up. You remember it was blue.